Hey guys, I want to do a quick video comparing the ATN Thor 4 640 versus the 384. I own both of these scopes, and I want to show you the before and after, from when I got the scope through the updates and what it looks like now. I want to flip through some of the different color palettes just to show you what they look like. First up, we're going to do the 640 4x40. It's an ATN Thor 4 with a 75mm objective lens, and you can see that it didn't look that great when I got it. The image quality, there was more dead pixels than that. I ended up having to do a pixel correction right out of the box. It was blown out, it was washed out. The image was terrible. I sent it back 3 times. Finally I got a hold of somebody and they ended up sending me a brand new scope. I want to switch over to black hot now, or white hot now, and you can see this is what it looks like now. This is after the update. The image looks tremendous. You can see there's a house out there. You can actually make out trees, and here in a minute you can actually see cars going down the road. Switching over to black hot, you can see that there's a raccoon up there in the tree, and I'm going to zoom in and out and show you just how much resolution you lose whenever you zoom in and zoom out. You can actually see better through the scope than what you're seeing on the video. You do lose a lot. I could actually see him up there chewing. We'll switch over to green mode now, and you can still see the raccoons up there, and you can see all the branches. Everything looks good. There's a cow down there at about 400 yards. No trouble seeing any of that. I usually use the green hot when I'm going to be on the scope for a long time, just because it's easy on my eye. It doesn't give me headaches. You can turn the brightness way down to where it's just almost off and still see just fine. Doesn't have any lag to it. You can move it around. Nothing's real glitchy. Nothing's real laggy. It does a real good job at keeping up with if you're scanning a big field or a big pasture. I'll switch over to one they call Fusion now. And Fusion's still growing on me. You can actually you still see the raccoons up in the trees, but I'm not a fan of it for hunting. If you're just out looking at stuff, I think it'd be okay, but it's not one of my favorites. You can actually see cars going down the road. Now I want to switch over to the 384. This is the 4.5 by 18. And when I first got it, this was the first scope that I owned, and the image was terrible, but it was the first one I owned, so I thought it looked pretty good. It is very pixelated, very grainy. But to me, I'd never looked through a thermal scope, so this one seemed to be really nice. This is what it looks like now out of the 384. Now the base magnification is 4.5, and to me at base magnification it looks just as good as the 640. It's not till you zoom in that you lose all that resolution that it starts to get real grainy and pixelated. But you still can't make out animals. It's a little bit laggy whenever you pan left and right. It's a little bit glitchy. And you can see that it is blown out around the edges. And you lose a lot of resolution on the 384. Now switching over to the white hot mode, and you can, like I said, this is my favorite probably of all the modes. I just really like white hot. Again, white hot lose a lot of resolution whenever you zoom in, but at base magnification I think it's just as good as a 640. If you're not shooting more than 200 yards, I'd say get the 4.5 by 18. Now we're going to go over to the green mode on the 384. Green mode is not that great. Everything's really blurry. Everything's really hazy. You can't really make out animals. I really don't use this on the 384, but I do on the 640. But you can tell that it's not the greatest. Now we're going to go over to the Fusion. Fusion looks a little bit better than the green mode, but like I said, I don't use it a whole lot. My two favorites are Black Hot and White Hot. Those are the two most common and the ones that I use. Thanks for watching.